Hey everybody, hi, it's Becky from PowerToolsWithThread.com. That's my blog. We just got back from a weekend in Porto, Texas. It was really nice down there. The weather was beautiful. Let me kick off my flip-flops. Yes, it is mid-March and I'm wearing flip-flops. Love it, absolutely love it. But it was such a great weekend because there was a shop hop going on. And for you non-quilters, a shop hop is where a bunch of shops get together and they'll do like, they put out a map of where they all are. It's usually in a regional area. And then they will have this one, like, everybody went around and got 3-yard cuts and it made this big beautiful quilt. And so you got the pattern for free and you would go around and you'd have to, and the 3-yard cuts were like $20. So that was a deal. I mean, come on, 3 yards for 20 bucks. Yeah. And it was a beautiful quilt. We made 2 of the stores. We wanted to go to 3 of them, but we only made it to 2. So I grabbed my buddy Pauline from down in Porto and I texted her on Friday night and I said, hey, I'm gonna go to quilt shops tomorrow. Do you wanna go? She said, what time? So I picked her up at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday and off we went and headed to GANADO, Texas to Chicks Quilting. They've got a new shop shirt. This is awesome. And so fun. And I had a mission of what I needed to do. So this coming Wednesday at 10:30 Pacific, which is 12:30 for me, I'm going to be doing a workshop on the Sewing Machines Plus Virtual Quilt Festival. And I'm going to be doing a demo on how to add a binding while your quilt is on the long arms still. And I've shown a video of how I do this a couple of times, but they asked me to do a workshop and I thought, well, sure, I've got a bunch of bindings to get done, so I'll do that. But of course, I later realized, you know, all the quilts that I have that need bindings are pretty big and I've only got 30 minutes. So my mission was to get panels that I could do, and I say panels plural because I'm going to do the same workshop for Grace in their spring fling in April, and I've got to get these videos made and shot for them. But Wednesdays is a live. So Wednesday I'm going to be using this adorable giraffe panel. I'm not going to put any borders on it or anything, but I've got to get it on the long arm now and get it quilted. So I have it ready for me to do the demo on the binding. This is so cute. This panel is called, Zoe the Giraffe Panel. I got it at 2 Chicks Quilting. I will link to the shop below, and if they're out, I will link to other places that you can get it, but please patronize the quilt shop first. So Julie is a buddy of mine, the owner there, and I really like supporting her. She's awesome. So I got the giraffe panel, and then I'm going to use this awesome orange. I picked this up. I got 4 or 5 yards of this because it's such a great and happy orange print. So I got this for the backing and I got brown for the binding. And I think that's gonna look great on my giraffes, don't you? And then also the one for spring fling, because I've got to do 2 different ones. This is, I've got to look at the name on the paper, you guys. This is Paul's Pond Panel. Y'all, this is such a cute quilt. Oh my gosh. It's hanging up in the quilt shop, and somebody quilted it using the window frame thing, so it looks like you're looking through a window. Isn't this precious? Oh my goodness, this is so cute. It is just adorable. Just adorable. So this is the panel I'll be doing for the Grace workshop, and they have got the backing. Again, I got all of this at 2 Chicks Quilting. They have the backing. It's the big pretty print. So I got that. Is that right side up to y'all? Yes, okay. Just adorable. And then the binding. I just grabbed something for a binding. I didn't want to put borders on these because that means I've got to take more time to make them larger, to actually sew on the borders, and then that's also going to extend the amount of time that I'm actually sewing the binding on while it's on the long arm. I got to keep it short, you guys, you know. Okay, so that was 2 Chicks Quilting, all of this, and if you were doing the shop hop, you got a little goodie bag, and in this goodie bag, it was so cute, we got, of course, you get a 2 Chicks pen and a little sticky notepad, and then it had candy in it, that's gone. And then sweet and sharp macaron. I've heard them called macaroons. It's a little, I put a pin on it to show you guys. It's magnetic, and it looks like a little cookie. Isn't that adorable? But you're supposed to put your needles on it, and then you can sharpen your needles by sticking them into the filling in the middle. But it'll hold your needles. This is it's a Clover product. It's awesome. And this thing has a price tag on it of $11.99, and it was a freebie, so that was awesome. And then we left GANADO and we went to Victoria, Texas, had lunch at Chick-fil-A. That was fun. And then went over to the Quilter's patch in Victoria. You guys, I always spend way too much money in there. Way too much money. Oh my goodness. But I had a good time doing it too. I picked up an Elizabeth Hartman pattern I did not have. It is called Fab Farm. Look at this. How cute is this? Oh my goodness, this thing is adorable. It has the small quilt and the large quilt. You can make either one. Just so stinking cute. And I went ahead and picked up the kit. Whoop, I dropped my thing. Part of my goodie bag contents. I went ahead and picked up the kit for the large quilt. I know, I don't have anything to do, you know? And the one in the store had been done in a solid blue background. And the lady who quilted it was actually in the store. And I know how Elizabeth usually uses grays on her background. And I told her, I said, I'm generally not a fan of solids. And she said, yeah, but some of the pieces in the quilt, some of the animals have grays and they got kind of lost. She was afraid they would get lost. So she went with the blue, and I totally agree. So this is just awesome. And then I also got another panel over there in case I decide to do this one instead of the frog. This one is, I'm gonna actually make it up one way or the other anyway, and I'm going to send it to my son, who's a pastor at Peak Bible Church in Colorado Springs, and I'm going to do this up and they can hang it in the nursery. This is Noah's Ark. Isn't that adorable? Oh my goodness, that is cute. Just so fun. Look at the monkey with the little snorkel. That's so good. And the cat, he's got a little net trying to fish. I think that's awesome. And the fish is cutting the net with the scissors. You guys, that is just so cute. Oh my goodness. Could you see that? Did I hold it up? Right, there we go. Yeah, so there's the cat. He's fishing with a net, and the fish is cutting a hole in the net. And there was a sweet lady there. I didn't catch her name. She's new. She helped me pick this fun backing. Won't that be great? On the backing. And then we got some lime green with little tiny X's on it for a binding. So this is going to be cute. Super, super cute. I may do this. I don't know. I'm definitely making that one too. I'm going to send that, like I said, to my son. I got some backing for a Corey Yoder. I have got, this is from Sunwashed and Slate, something like that. For Corey Yoder's, I needed a backing. She had the fabric, and I've got the fabric somewhere around here. I don't know, but now I have a backing for it. So I picked that up, and they had adorable applique stuff they had hanging up in the shop, and right near the door, this is for Uncle Sam. This is stuff for 4th of July coming up. Susan Quilts by Susan Martin, Dresden Buddies. Uncle Sam. So it has 4 Dresdens, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and a real skinny little Uncle Sam there. He's holding his flag. And then I got the kit for that as well. There was another one in there of a Santa Claus, but these are great to just hang on a door, these little skinny things. I think they're wonderful. Lots of fun. So I will definitely be making this up by scanning it in the scan and cut, and using probably Embrilliance Stitch Artist 2 to go ahead and stitch it out. And the goodie bag had a candy, and that's gone, but it also had my power tool magnet. Now I have one of these. I had one. I'm not sure what happened to it. I think it went away on a machine that I sold or something. I can't remember. And then also a package of tapestry needles sizes 18 to 26. These are handy, very handy to have. I've got some somewhere. They always seem to disappear, and I only think I can find one of them now, so this is great. And then this, and y'all, what is this? Do you guys know what this is? I have no idea what this is. And I know it, you know, one end is shorter than the other. Let me put that up. See, one end is shorter. It's not a tweezer, I don't think. I mean, it looks like it has a grippy in there. I do not know what this is for. So if you know, please leave a comment and let me know. This was made up, this is called Hen House Pillow, and this picture does not do it justice at all. It's a pillow cover that finishes at 18 by 18, and it was done in the cutest fabrics and everything. Look at those little chicks. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Once you get the hang of doing this thing like I do, where, you know, again, scan it in the scan and cut and then turn it into applique using that software, man, you start picking up stuff. You think completely differently about applique quilts. They had a whole bunch of on Wonder Lane applique things over right above where the baby stuff is. And y'all, I was like hooked. I couldn't stand it. I had to get every one I could find. So they have Bunny Knoll on Wonder Lane. So this is for Easter coming up. See that? You guys, I should take it out of the package so that you don't have the glare. Let me pull this out. I just didn't want to get them all over it's going to be shiny anyway. But this is such a cute set of quilts. Look at this. Just adorable. Lots of piecing, but applique as well. Very nice. Okay. And the applique pattern comes in a big sheet. And so if you want to, you'll have to separate out the pieces by tracing over the shapes. Scan and cuts don't like it when shapes overlap. It's not a fan. They just don't work that well. So, and it likes single not a clothesline, but closed line shapes. And then for St. Patty's Day, that's coming up. I doubt I'll get it done this year, but I'll have it in my stash. As cute as can be, Shamrock Ridge. Isn't this cute? And you know, so they had taken like this right here, and let's see, that's a table topper. And what did they have? There's this little one right here. So you can make pot holders. This stuff is awesome. I love this. Again, these are at QUILTER'S Patch in Victoria, Texas. I will link to the shop below and give them a call. And if you are interested in getting any of these, if they are out, I will put other links below where you can get get them. But please patronize the shops first. All right, the next one I got is Liberty Heights on Wander Lane. I understand there's another one coming out as well. Someone told me there's one coming out later on. It's not, the owner of the shop told me that. So look at you. I'm digging the pot holders, you guys. Loving them. I like to use Wrap and Zap. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Wrap and Zap in my pot holders, because I never know when I'm going to throw one in the microwave, you know, to have a bowl or a hot plate on it or something. So I don't like to use the stuff that's got the foil in the middle. That's just me. You can do whatever. And here we go. This one is Honeybee Hollow. This is all this Art to Heart stuff. So, hey, the owner of All Brands asked me to do demos every day in the Houston Quilt Festival next November, so I will be there. I hope you can join me. Come by, say hi. All right, I have Honeybee Hollow. This is so cute. These are just adorable. So that's cool. And the last one is Sunflower Slope. I'm not going to edit a whole lot of this stuff out of here. Hey, my live went pretty well. That was good. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Sunflower Slope. Isn't that cute? You guys, these are great because I would consider these like a day or a weekend project, and you can get these done. It's awesome. Now, the quilt itself is all pieced. Everything's pieced, but I'm after the applique patterns that are in here. So just super cute. Look at this. Look at that cat in those flowers. Isn't that adorable? Where is that? Where's the cat? Oh, I see. They did a gray cat. It's right here. I would change the fabric on that probably so I could see it a little bit better. No, that's the bloom. That's right here. Here's the cat, this one. But look, so see that B-L-O-O-M? I'll get real close where you can see it, okay? I do not want to cut that out with scissors. I can do it in the scan and cut. Awesome. Hey, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? There is going to be a Sew and Sale 13. Yay! It is going to be a scan and cut master class. And I will be teaching a workshop on how I do hands-on everything with the whole scan and cut and convert to embroidery and all of that. And it's going to be so much fun. I hope you can join me. I will link to the website below where you can email them and let them know that you want to attend. Keith is going with me, and I just can't wait. Out of Cape Canaveral, Port Canaveral, Florida. And we're going to travel all around, all over the Gulf of Mexico. And I can't wait to go. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is a bring your own scan and cut, or they will have scan and cuts on the ship that you can purchase. If you are going to bring your own scan and cut, I do not recommend that you check that bag. You need to hand carry your scan and cut. You know, that needs to be your carry-on, okay? That you'll have to figure out something else for all your toiletries or whatever, but the scan and cut is gonna have to be the carry-on. And you guys, this is just gonna be 1 week. I can't do 2 weeks. Keith can't do 2 weeks. We did back-to-back last year, and boy, that about killed us. We're just getting too old for that. Plus, I don't like being away from my dogs that long. You know what? I was editing this video and I realized I forgot to show you guys my haul from Everything Embroidery Market in Lafayette, Louisiana. So I got a bunch of stuff here, and those of you that have been watching me for a long time, you know I'm all about DIY, smarter, more efficient, less expensive if possible. One of the things I've been wanting to do for a long time is to figure out what these major big companies are using that I'm pretty sure are Pellon products. So a lot of companies, and I'm not going to name any names in the companies, okay, but stabilizers and iron-ons and fills for bags and stuff like that. There's only a couple of companies that make these products. But what they do is, because they don't care who resells their products, because the company's buying it from them, so they're selling it one way or the other. And a lot of these companies will buy these products and then slap their label on it and, you know, jack up the price like crazy expensive. And so I had recently looked at an embroidery company. I'm getting out of my flip-flops again here. I had recently looked at an embroidery company's website that was making 3D type designs, okay, in the hoop designs or whatever. There are many embroidery companies that are out there doing that. Well, I'm looking at the product that they're using, that they're stitching on, and I'm thinking, you know, and I'm looking at it and I'm seeing a couple of pieces of it for sale on their website, and it's crazy expensive. And I'm like, that's gotta be a Pellon product. It has to be. And so when I was at EEM, Everything Embroidery Market 2023 in Lafayette, I was at the All Brands booth. They kind of hosted me, and it was great. And I say kinda because we were going with media credentials, and our home base was All Brands. And thank you everybody who came by. Our pictures are at the end of this video. Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. So right across from where we were was a Pellon booth, and I met this lady, Victoria. Very, very nice. She's an independent Pellon distributor. And she doesn't sell out of a store. She only sells at shows. That's where she makes most of her money. That's how she makes her living. And so I was telling her about this particular website and this product, and she said, oh, I know what that is. So if you are making if you're making 3D embroidery designs and you're getting this non-fusible, stiff, really stiff, you know, it feels like cardboard almost. They're so stiff, but you can iron on them, okay? That is called, where did I put that other tube of stuff? Y'all, I can't find it. It's a tube. She only had individual rolls of it in a small tube, and it is like this. It looks like, it was like this. She just had this is not it. This is not it. This is very flexible. This is SF 101. She only had small packages of it. It is called Peltex 70, Peltex 70. Non-fusible. Now, I wanted a bolt of it. I did. Oh, you know why I don't have that? Did I buy one? Maybe I bought one, but I don't know what I did with it. Maybe I didn't buy one. I don't think I did. I didn't buy the small package of it because it's not going to be enough. Not the way I roll. So, but Peltex 70, that is the non-fusible on both sides 3D stuff that people are using in their embroidery in the hoop projects nowadays. So if you have an opportunity to maybe just buy the design only and you've got some of that in your stash, that might be very helpful information. But what she did have a bolt of was the Pellon Peltex 71F. F, whenever you see an F on a Pellon product, it means it's fusible. So Peltex 71F means it's the Peltex 70, but one side of it is fusible. So this is fusible only on one side. So I will keep that in mind as I go through my whatever it is that I'm working on. All right. And then the other, there is a really, really famous bag making company, where they make bags, they make totes, they make diaper bags, all kind of stuff. And they want you to purchase their stuff that goes in the middle that gives it shape and form and all that. That stuff is Pellon's, I'm going to read it, FF78F1. It is called Flex Foam One-Sided Stabilizer. This is that exact same puffy. It's the same puffy stuff, you guys. It's exactly the same stuff. And I asked her if I could get, it's what the industry reps get. I want one of those, you know, they have like a, I don't know if it's a card or it's a little fold out or whatever it is. And it has a sample of every single product that Pellon makes. And I want that because I'll buy that all day long. I mean, it's going to cost me to get that card, but to me, that's money well spent because now I am going to get, I'll know, you know, what a lot of times what I'll do is I will buy something from the company the commercial company that is selling whatever, and I'll get it so I know exactly what it is that they're using, and then I don't have to buy it anymore because they'll send me just a little bit of it for 15 bucks, right? Or I can buy a couple of yards of it for $10 or a yard or however, whatever it comes in. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys, and I really enjoyed visiting with Victoria. She was a wealth of information. I would love to go. I'd love to go to the Pellon factory, but I would love to go to like a class or a workshop or something on what's inside all of our stuff. You know, to me, I'm just fascinated by that because I'm a bit of a nerd that way. All right. So also, I had said earlier, I like to use Wrap and Zap, and I got 2 packages of Wrap and Zap. I'm going to make the people that hosted us for the crawfish boil. Oh my goodness, we had a great time. She said she loved those bowl cozies, and she had some in a previous life. She couldn't find them, so she doesn't know what happened to them. So I was going to make her some bowl cozies as a hostess thank you. I thought she might enjoy those. Also, while I was there, I went over to All About Blanks. You embroiderers know who that is. That's where we always get all of our cool little blanks. I met Susan. She's a wonderful lady. And these are, I love these. So these are new, they're baby bibs, and they've got a gray gingham around them. So they're perfect, boy, girl, no matter what. And I'm just going to keep them on hand until we have new babies on the way. Matter of fact, I found out this weekend I got a new baby girl. Got a new baby girl on the way, yeah. From a friend of ours down in Porto. So that's kind of cool. So I'll have a bib on hand that I can give as part of a welcome baby gift. She had towels. You could get 6 for, I don't know, it was a certain amount. 6 for, I don't know, 20 or something like that. So I got a white with black and gray trim tea towels. I got a gray gingham. I got a gray and white buffalo check. I got a black, and I got a red and white gingham and yellow with dots. What am I going to do on those? I had ideas at the show, and I have no clue what they were. And then the next thing that is going to go on here, you all know I've got Power Tools with Thread t-shirts in our store, powertoolswiththreadstore.com. Well, when I have t-shirts for sale, that means I have to buy t-shirts in all the various sizes. And I've had a lot of people ask me for long sleeve and sweatshirts and all that. And you guys, it's just me, and I don't have the resources or the space to be able to keep an inventory of all the shirts in all the different color requests and the sweatshirts and all this other stuff. And so there was a booth there. I'll link to it below. This is a husband and wife owned company, Alan and Jody, and Jody loves to draw. And she likes to do all of her own artwork. And I was wearing my Power Tools with Thread t-shirt that day. And I went up to her and I said, hey, so can you make this into an iron-on? Because she sells, the booth was nothing but iron-ons. That it wasn't anything about sewing at all. It was all iron-ons. So let me show you what they have. And I mean, it's backwards because it's an iron-on, but I got 3 camping, I have to see it says rolling with my homies. So look at that. Isn't that cute? Oh, it's awesome. It looks like you can see it back. Maybe the camera's got it backwards, but it says rolling with my homies. Okay. And then this one says, life is better by the campfire. I don't know why the camera has flipped things backwards, you guys, because this is actually mirrored. So when it gets ironed on, it'll look right. And then I got another one that is, what does it say? 5 Billion Star Hotel. Love these camping ones. Okay. And one more, and it's in white. I don't know if you can see it. I got it in white. It says back that thing up. I mean, can you see it from here? No, you cannot. It says back that thing up, and it's in white. And then I got 3 more, and they're all the same. It says All-American Kid, because the 4th of July is coming up. Let me put this up here so you can see it. It's got a star and a flag, and it says All-American Kid. So I see she's got this whole big walls and racks of these iron-ons, right? She's got some in color, and then these are one color. And I asked her, I said, can you make these of my logo? And she said, yeah. Well, my logo has 9 colors in it. And I said, well, can you make it in all 9 colors? And she said, yeah, because I have the Adobe Illustrator file from the designer who made my new logo. So I said, so you could make these, and, you know, can you make it this big? And she said, yeah. And I said, can you make it this big? And she said, yeah, whatever you want. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start carrying my logo in iron-ons, because you guys, I've received dozens and dozens of emails of people asking me for the digitized file for my logo so that you guys could embroider it on things. Well, once I release a digitized file, then it's out in the public domain and it can be shared, and I know you guys wouldn't, but that, you know, it is what it is. A purchased logo, you guys could put it on t-shirts, whatever color you want. You can put it on your own sweatshirt. You can put it on totes, pillows, wall hangings in your sewing room. You can put it on anything. So I have emailed my logo to her, and she's going to make me up several hundred of these, and I'm really excited about it. And they're going to be in full color and different sizes. So I'm just so excited about that. She recommends a heat press. If you don't have a heat press, then maybe the Cricut heat press, those, you might need that. But, you know, I don't know if a regular iron will do it. These are designed for heat presses, and a lot of you have them, I know. But I went ahead and got 3 t-shirts for my grandkids. I got a little one for Aiden, and I got men's small. These I ordered online. I got 2 pink ones for me. I'm gonna put the black ink ones on here, and then these 3 blue ones for my grandkids are gonna have, I'm making them the All-American, and then I'll make something cute for Callie so that hers is, you know, she likes sparkles. So I'll do some sparkle stars around hers or something like that in pink or something. She'll like that. But anyway, so that was my haul from Everything Embroidery Market. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, so you can get your own t-shirts, your own totes, your own whatevers, and you'll be able to make your own Power Tools with Thread Go Sew Something items. And I think that's awesome. All right, you guys, that's it. Thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure to spend time with you today, and we will talk to you soon. You guys go sew something. Bye.